everybody. Welcome to my channel. I am going to, hold on a minute. I wanted to put my sunglasses on. It's really bright outside. I'm going to start a different, or not start a different channel. That's not what I'm doing. I'm adding a different playlist to my channel for those of you who want to go along with me, go along this ride with me to a more healthful, and I don't want to say retirement because I'm not retired, but because I am 72 and because my mom died of dementia just this past November, I have been doing a lot of soul searching on my wellness and my health. And there's been a lot of things that I've been doing right. And so I got a wellness coach. Actually, she's my daughter, but that's what she does. She's a wellness coach. One of the things that she does. So I have hired her to help me along this journey. And I wanted to include you on this journey because there's probably a lot of you who are in the same boat as I am, in your 50s, 60s, 70s and on, that could do a little bit more on your wellness and your health and your exercising to make life a lot easier. Now, I do want to say that all the things that I'm doing because of my wellness coach and because of the things that she is suggesting to me. So before you go and start doing this, make sure that you talk to your doctor, whoever you need to talk to, because I've already done all of that. And I want to make sure that you know that everything that I'm doing is just a suggestion, but I would love for you to join me as I go on this journey. Now, just a little precursor to all of this, just letting you know that I am not changing anything on Goldenrod Primitives. And the video that I did yesterday on the prayer sachet, I've been thinking about all the things that I'm going to do for that particular project, and I will be sharing that with you in the next couple of days. So go to that video. I'll put it up at the very end of this video so that you can go join, you can visit that if you want to. And am I even? Okay, so I want to make sure. I don't even know if everything is working this morning, but I just was wondering if my microphone is working because it's really windy out here, but I see the little thing going across my camera. So yeah, it's working. Where was I? About the sachets. I ordered my lavender, and it'll be in the next couple of days, and I'll add that to my playlist as well, so that you'll know where you're supposed to get it if you want to join me for that project. Okay, so for now, what we're going to do is I'm going to do a couple of things out here in the yard today. One of the things that my wellness coach has said, and we did a lot of research on this when my mom was still with us. Of course, she was 93, and so, you know, and I'm starting a lot earlier than she did, but she did a lot of things. She went swimming, and I wish there was a pool that was close to me because, oh my God, for probably 10 years, she went to the pool every other day for 10 years. And to be honest with you, I think that had we gotten the dementia under control, and I don't know if you could even get that under control. That might be something that was in her DNA, but it also could have been some of the things that could be prevented or do preventable measures so that maybe it won't happen. Maybe we can delay it. Maybe we can do things. But going back to how she was doing, she went to the pool for every other day for 10 years. And I don't have a pool. There's not a pool anywhere near here except at the university. And I'm still working, so I can't go on the days that they have for seniors. I can't go on those days, so I have to find other things. Now, one of the things that we are looking at is falling. And I have to tell you that I did fall probably about 10 years ago. I was out gardening, and I really wasn't paying any attention. I was younger, and I thought, well, I was healthy and I could get out there and do my gardening and everything, but I had an accident. I fell back whenever I was trying to move. Hold on, motorcycles are going by. Oh boy. On Sundays, sometimes there's like 100 motorcycles that go by. So if they do, I'll stop the video and then I'll start back. But anyway, I was trying to move a big rock out of my garden and I slid back, fell back, hit my wrist on a piece of the border that I had, and I shattered my wrist. And when you are watching me do some of my sewing projects, you can see that my hand looks a little deformed because I had a really, really bad, I had surgery on it. I had a lot of therapy on it. I have sympathetic nerve syndrome from there because my shoulder froze. It was a rough 6 months for that accident. So one of the things that Brandy and I have decided is that I need to get my get it to where I can be more able to catch myself if I fall. Again, that was an accident, but a lot of falling are accidents. And if you do the research, you can find that a lot of people my age and older, it doesn't even have to be, you can be in your 60s and still fall. But what I'm saying is that if you don't get your upper body strength, in control of it, you can't grasp things. You can't hold on. You can't grab things to help to keep you from falling. And so that's one of the things that I'm working on. Another thing that I'm working on is gardening because of the fact that I can't get up off the floor. I can, but it's really hard for me to get up off the floor. And it's because my legs are not as strong as they used to be. And I have to be honest as well. I'm sitting in front of a computer 9 hours a day. I do have a stand-up desk that I do. And Brad, my son-in-law, has built me a couple of things to help with stretching my legs while I'm working. But my legs are not strong, and I need to work on that. So Brandy has suggested that I get out and do some gardening. And so I want to show you a couple of things that I'm doing that might help you as you are gardening. Now, if you can't get on your knees and garden, then maybe you could get a, what do you call it? I forgot what they're called. A raised bed that's higher. And I know that Amazon has them because we were going to get one for my mom and let her do her little bit of gardening. But she had gotten to where mentally, she didn't understand what she was supposed to do with it. So we decided not to do that. But if you are able, you could get one of those raised gardens and garden beds, put some dirt in it and do all kinds of herb and flowers and things like that. And that's what we're doing. We're doing a lot of herbs. We're doing a lot of, I do the flowers, but we're doing a lot of herbs. And so I thought I might share some of those with you. I don't want to make this a really, really long video. So I'm going to kind of, take some things off as I'm going that I don't think is relevant to what I'm talking about. But I think if you share this with me and we do it together, it's always much easier to do it together than it is if you do it alone. And I don't know, it's called accountability, and maybe accountability is what I need. If I know that I have to do a video on this, or if I know that I have to be accountable to somebody, and I'm going to be accountable to my wellness coach because she's going to be checking in on me. And so that helps. That's going to help me be able to do this. So I'm going to take you over to where where my flower bed is, and I'm going to tell you some things that I've done. Now I'm going to turn this around. I think I can turn it around as we go. Let me see. Yes, I can. Okay. So this is my yard. And hold on, I'm going to take my phone with me as I go. I got to get my tools. I know you can't see me, but all right. Okay, so first thing I want to show you, if you can see it, and I've got my camera on a tripod, so that's my rosemary. And this is what I have been cutting my rosemary off and doing a lot of drying for Brandy, because she has a farm to table business as well, and she does a lot of different herbs and things. So this was her herb, and this was her rosemary, but it wasn't doing well in her area. Now she lives only about I don't know, an acre, 2 acres away from me, but the soil there, and if you see across the way, we have a lot of land, and this is a cotton field one year and it's a peanut field another year. And then down the way, because her house is down that way, she had a lot of that over there too. But they are not organic gardeners. So they were doing a lot of spraying and things. And for some reason, she got more of the spray down at her house than it did mine. So the rosemary wasn't doing well. So she brought it up here. She and Brad brought it up here a couple of years ago, and it was only about 2 foot tall. And it was probably, I'm thinking maybe 3 years old when they brought it up here. Now it's probably 5 years old. And look at it. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's very well established. So it's right in the ground and we don't have to worry about anything. Actually, when it snowed a couple of years ago, it even snowed this year, but when it snowed last year and we got 10 inches of snow here in Florida, this rosemary, I actually covered it, but then it snowed and the snow was on top of the blanket and it kind of, I don't know, it was in hibernation or something. And it was beautiful when I took that blanket off. I thought maybe we had lost it, but we didn't. And then this year when it snowed, we only got, I don't even think we got an inch, but just enough to, cover the ground and everything. And it covered it, but it wasn't, it didn't stick. And I didn't cover the plant that time because, to be honest with you, it was a surprise for us to have that snow. And I didn't cover it. So, it did really well. I did clean out the garden area, and I've got 2 knockout roses there, and I really cut those back, and it's giving my rosemary plenty of room to grow. And I'm probably going to have to, I don't want to move that rose bush, but it's going to stay here, but I'm going to keep it back. And then, of course, I have a lot of work to do. So let's go on. Now, this right here is some oregano and thyme that Brandy potted for me, and I'm going to put some in a pot. I think I'm going to put this one on a pot, that oregano, but then all the thyme. There's another oregano. I might put one in the ground and one in a pot, and then I've got all of this thyme. And I really, oh gosh, when I dry thyme, I dry it and I put it in the kitchen, and Steve uses and the oregano, he uses in our spaghetti. We have a spaghetti Sunday here about probably twice a month. And my grandson absolutely loves spaghetti. So we have spaghetti Sunday here. All of this is just weeds and stuff like that. And I've got to clean all of this out. Let's see. Yeah, nothing here. Now this is where I started, and this is what I'm going to be working on today. Now this right here is it was just covered in weeds yesterday. And Maddie wants to be in the picture. So I cleaned all of that out, and sorry about all of the yelling. There's a little church that's across the way, and all the kids are outside playing before they don't. It's not mass, but before their services, and so you'll hear a lot of that in the background. So last year I decided I was going to buy some wildflower seeds, and I bought some off of TikTok, and it's so funny because when I got finished ordering. And it was the first time I wanted to share with you, and I wanted you to see me. Where was I? Oh, I was telling you about the wildflowers. So I bought these wildflowers on TikTok, and by the time I got them ordered, it was like $50, and I was thinking, why are these things so expensive? And come to find out, they came from Switzerland. It took a month and a half to get here. I wasn't paying attention. I just, oh, wildflowers. Let me buy some. And they came from Switzerland. Well, they were beautiful last year, and I was worried that none were going to come back. And so now they're coming back, and they're beautiful. They're starting to bloom, and they're just gorgeous. And so I'm so excited about that. So let me turn this around one more time. Steve has not started cutting the grass yet, but I wanted to show you these beautiful wildflowers that we have out here. And I tell him all the time, I said, do not cut my wildflowers down. And of course he says, no, I got to. But every once in a while, during the spring now, he'll kind of go around that and he'll leave all my wildflowers. And I'm really excited about that. Okay, and see, here's these right here. So pretty. Okay, so let me do this. How do I want to do this? There's my wildflowers. Look, there's the one that's already started to bloom. Isn't it beautiful? I have some Easter lilies right in here. Those all came from one Easter lily. They would have been a lot bigger, but with that snow we had, it absolutely messed it all up. Okay, so let me get started. All right, so I have to show you this. I'm sure a lot of you have seen one. What it is a it's a kneeler thing that you use to kneel down, and then you can also turn it over if you need to sit. But like I said, one of the bad problems that I'm having right now is with my legs. And so Brandy suggested that I use this and try to pull myself up with my legs. But if I can't, then I can use my arms. I'm sure a lot of you have been seeing those things on Facebook and YouTube about how, pull yourself up, without using your arms and just use your legs. Well, that's easier said than done. You know that. All right. So I'm going to start clearing this out. And yesterday when I was doing it, my back really started hurting. So I have to stop every so often. And another thing that you have to be really careful about is making sure that you're hydrated. I take creatine, and I use creatine in my mushroom coffee. And Brandy, insists that I'm not getting enough water. So I've got to really, really pay attention to that. I got some blood work back, and my kidney level is down. And so we're going to do a little bit more investigating about supplements, but that's all in her hands. But the one thing that I can do right now is really start making sure that I am hydrating. Okay, so I'm just some of my, Maddie, be careful. My Easter lilies really dig. I didn't know to. Well, one that I didn't know. I didn't come out and clear them out or cover them up when we had that little bit of snow and frost, and it really had a toll on them. So I might have some Easter lilies in June. Okay, so I don't even think I can get up. I'm going to have to use my arms, but this is what this is so good for. So if you have to, get this thing and start using it. Mine sat for the longest time. But it does help. It keeps your balance. And I won't be having any accidents like I did before. Man, I would have had some beautiful Easter lilies this year. They're just all over popping up. They came from one pot. Mom used to get them at church, and on Easter Sunday, Father would say, okay, y'all can take your Easter, I think it was Easter Sunday, might have been a little bit after Easter Sunday. He would say everybody could take their Easter lilies home that, you know, that offered them up for the altar, and Mom always brought them in. And we used to put them in on her land, but when then we started bringing them up here. I like to get down in the dirt and just really start pulling this stuff up. It's really good for you. A lot of exercise, but I'm tired already. I've only been doing it for a little few minutes. It's a lot of work. They say gardening is really, really good for you, so we shall see. Maddie, no digging. That's something you have to be really careful with, is making sure that you don't let the dogs dig in the yard, because they will leave a hole and you'll step in it and you'll go down in a second. So be really careful about that. Try to keep them from digging. Okay. Steve will come back and use the weed eater on this stuff on the outside of the garden. He tells me all the time, he says, if you can't eat it, I'm not planting it. Okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to move this around a little bit. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and say bye to everybody. Because you don't need to see me doing this, because I'm going to have to go and get some water too. And it's up on the porch. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so that you'll know whenever I am going to put up the first video on the prayer sachet that I'm making. I think the lavender will be in tomorrow, Tuesday. I think that's what Amazon said. I'm going to put a link, not on this video, but on that one. So you have to come back for that. I'm going to put a link of where I got the lavender, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the lavender inside the sachets to help calm you whenever you're saying your prayer. All right, everybody, I will chat with you soon, and thank you so much for coming, and don't forget to check out my other videos, and I think that's it. Okay, y'all have a great Sunday. Bye, everybody.